Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. All right, we had Rick on the show. He is leaving City of Fitchburg, but
Right.
Before he left, he had a great presentation of kind of where the City of Fitchburg's gone, definitely in the last 10 years, but he even took a little bit farther look back to where they were, where they are, and kind of where they're going to. So give you a short snippet of Rick's presentation, and we'll have the full presentation up on FACTv later this week. Take a look.
My name is Rick Etherton. I'm the environmental engineer for the City of Fitchburg for the next couple of days. I started, Paul hired me on November 6th of 2006, so a little over 10 years ago. And it's been a wonderful job the last 10 years for me to be involved with. So a couple of the highlights that I'm planning to talk about. Obviously, Fitchburg is noted as Wisconsin's recycling leader, but Fitchburg's also been doing a lot of work on reduction and reuse. Obviously in the hierarchy that we try to promote is reduce first. If you can't reduce more, then reuse. If you can't reuse more, then recycle. If you can't recycle, then make sure you have responsible method of disposal. A lot of different things that Fitchburg's been involved with. It started with Mayor Jeannie Sealing back in 1986. Appointing several different people to a recycling committee. And David Martin is here. So David, were you on the very first recycling committee, or you were within the first year? Yeah. So, and then Sherry Gruder Adams was on that committee as well. And then shortly thereafter, Sherry actually became the city's first recycling coordinator. So Fitchburg, one of the reasons for the sign of Wisconsin's recycling leader is being the first community in Wisconsin to establish a full spectrum curbside recycling. We also started up the drop-off sites right in that 1988 timeframe. And then '89, the next year, the city started curbside yard waste collection to try to keep the yard waste, because right around that time frame, the amount of yard waste going to the landfills was getting to be really problematic. So the state actually created ordinances to disallow yard waste to be allowed within the solid waste system. So Fitchburg started a curbside yard waste collection program right in that time frame, 1989. In 2011, Amy was able to help me finish up the organics collection report. We had a lot of data that we could bring to the table. It was a very close vote. We didn't get the vote that year from the Common Council to start it right away in 2011, but it's kind of set the stage, I think, for doing it the next year. In 2012, we were able to start up the organics collection pilot. We started in April of 2012, and I've got a couple other slides later on to talk about that. And then we did our third solid waste sort, and the neat thing about the third solid waste sort is because we had the organics collection pilot running, we could do all 3 carts. So we picked up 40 households that had all 3 carts set out the first week, and then Pelletieri actually tracked those 40 households, and then went back the next week. It wasn't recycling week that next week, but it was both trash and organics were collected. So we were able to sum those up. So we had 2 consecutive weeks of fun trash for me and my interns. So again, the really enhanced goal in 2009 on trying to divert the organics from the landfill continued, and we're still trying to continue to promote the home composting program, but also look at the possibility of having a curbside collection program. So these are some of the reasons for that. This is the first in 2012, the neighborhoods that we picked. And so we did a little bit different. George Dreckman with the City of Madison had already started Madison's program. He did it as an opt-in program. So he got about 20% of the households in an area. They had to volunteer to be in the program. They had to have easy electronic access, either email or otherwise, in order to do that. So you got great participation from the people that self-opted in. We wanted to try something else with an opt-out, just to see how kind of a normal behavior that we might expect in a neighborhood. So we said, hey everybody, congratulations, you've been selected to be in the program. And that's actually this letter right here. And if you don't want to be, if you actually don't want to, you refuse, let me know, because then we can, make this cart available to somebody else as well as the other supplies. And so the cart was actually, we just rented the carts. These are actually 35-gallon trash carts that Pelletieri had, and we had an organics only sticker right over the trash only sign. So it was a great, because we knew it was just going to be a pilot, we didn't want to buy a bunch of carts then be stuck with those, because we weren't sure. The other thing we were trying to find out is this the right size? It's really not. I mean, we don't need to have a cart that big, but we already, I mean, it was a reasonable, cost-effective way to do it, and it basically takes up the same amount of real estate as a 20-gallon cart. Generally most people don't have more than about 20. We found about 20 gallons per week of organics, even if they're putting as much organics in as they have.
And we just wanted to present you with a little bit of a recognition, a donation from the executive committee and many other people has been made in honor of you to the Friends of the Capitol Springs. And thank you so much for all your service.
There you go. The whole presentation will be posted, like I said, up hopefully by the end of this week.
Yeah.
Try to get it edited today.
Very good.
So there you go.
Yeah, thanks to Rick. Good luck.
A lot of stuff accomplished,
Yeah.
and that just was the tip of the iceberg. The
Right.
stuff that you just saw there is, I'm trying to pick sound bites this morning. I'm like, I don't even know what to
Yeah.
pick because there's so many good things. But yeah. All right, we'll take a really quick break. We'll be right back. Wrap up the show for the day. It is Jogging Fitchburg. Woo.